Today we'll be working in my workbook called Nehemiah Part 1, which is Rebuilding the Wall. This was on Nehemiah 1 through 7. And a quick look at time, where we are in the series. This is the Restoration of Israel series, and we've already completed Ezra, which had to do with the first return of the exiles through Zerubbabel. Then the second return under Ezra. Now we're in the third return of Nehemiah, uh, and he is there to rebuild the walls. So we have, looking at the table of contents, Nehemiah, the book starts with his prayer after he finds out how bad the walls are in Jerusalem. He prays because he's right at this point in Susa as a cupbearer to King Artaxerxes. And he feels the burden to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. So he prays to God, and eventually he has a chance to talk to the king about it. And the king gives him the approval to go and rebuild the walls. So that shows up in chapter 2, where he has the request and then he's given the approval for the request. And he asks for two things. One, letters to the Trans Euphrates governors so that he has safe passage. And two, a letter to the person who is taking care of the timber, because he wants timber for the beams of the wall. So in chapter 3, then, he comes with a military presence and a load of timber into Jerusalem. And he spends 3 days probably getting settled, getting everything settled. And then during the night, he and a couple of his people uh, take exit the valley gate and try to go around the wall to see just how bad it is. He cannot make it as far as the water gate, so he has to turn back and come back around. And that's his inspection of the walls. At the end of that, he then tells the people what he's there for, to rebuild the walls, and that the king has approved it and he has all the material for it. We have also completed part 1 of rebuilding the walls, which was from the sheep gate to the valley gate. Now we're going to look at part 2 of building the walls from the valley gate to the sheep gate. So let's get there. The rebuilding of the wall, part 2, from valley gate to the sheep gate, Nehemiah 3:13 to 32. The valley gate was repaired by Hanan and the residents of Zanoah. They rebuilt it and put its doors with its bolts and bars in place. They also repaired 1,000 cubits of the wall as far as the dung gate. Here's my answers here, and I believe there was another quick, yeah. Okay. So circle the valley gate and the wall below it to the dung gate. So we're going to circle the valley gate. And then the wall below it to the dung gate. Okay. Circle all the way down here. So I have to move that a little bit. There we go. There. Okay. The Valley Gate is probably named that because it overlooked the Hinnom Valley, one of the several valleys surrounding Jerusalem. Who repaired the Valley Gate? Hanan and the residents of Zanoah. Although the exact location of the town of Zanoah is unknown, it's believed to be in the ruins near Adullam, which is about 10 miles away from Jerusalem. So we're going to take a quick look. I want to circle where I am here and take a quick look at that map. So so here's the map of Zenoa. Okay. Now we get back to page 42. How far did they get on the wall going south next to the Valley Gate? They repaired 1,000 cubits of the wall as far as Dung Gate. So they repaired quite a bit of the wall. This is about 1,500 feet or 500 yards. So this means they repaired all the way to the Dung Gate. A cubit was originally the length of a man's arm from his elbow to his middle finger. Then it became standardized to 1.5 feet or half a yard, 18 inches. The writer of Nehemiah starts the writing of the wall repair with what gate? If you recall, it started with the sheep gate. Looking at the diagram and taking the same route as the writer, how many gates have been written about so far? So we have the sheep gate, we have the sheep gate, we have the muster gate, east gate, horse gate, water gate, fountain gate. Or did we go this way? We went this way, huh? So back up. Sorry about that. Sheep gate, fish gate, old gate, uh, valley gate. And then we're getting to the dung gate. Well, I gave you a prelude of what was going to happen. Okay. Is all this work going on at the same time? Yes, it is all going on at the same time. Everybody's rebuilding their portion of the wall. Nehemiah 3:14. The dung gate was repaired by Elijah Malchijah, son of Rechab, ruler of the district of Beth Harim. He rebuilt it and put its doors with their bolts and bars in place. Circle the dung gate on the diagram down here. The dung gate was called that because it served as a dispatch point for the city's garbage. Who repaired the dung gate? Micaiah. Micaiah. Okay, something like that. We have three different Micaiahs that helped with the construction. In Nehemiah 3:11, we have Micaiah, son of Harim. Here we have Micaiah, son of Rechab. And in Nehemiah 3:31, we have a Micaiah that was a goldsmith. Apparently, it was a popular name. This also makes it harder to know which one is meant when only the name is used. Aside from being the son of Rechab, what do we know about this Micaiah? He's a ruler of the district of Beth Karim. Beth Karim, which means land of the vineyard, is known to be the territory of Judah, so therefore nearby. However, the exact location of this city is unknown. Okay, so we're going to well, how interesting. So 43. Okay, let's take a quick peek. We're talking about Beth Karim. Okay, let's look at Beth Karim. So that's about where we think Beth Karim is, between Bethlehem and Tekoa. Like installed in other gates except one, the sheep gate, what did he put on the doors? Bolts and bars. Instead of doors of adobe, wood, stone, or brick, instead of words, inside doors of adobe, wood, stone, and brick were bolts of iron, wood, or bronze to protect the people. Okay. The fountain gate was repaired by Shalom, son of Kol Hosea, ruler of the district of Mizpah. He rebuilt it, roofing it over and putting its doors and bolts and bars in place. He also repaired the wall of the Pool of Shalom by the king's garden as far as the steps going down from the city of David. So good. Okay. On the diagram on the next page, circle the fountain gate and the steps down from the city of David. Okay, so let's see here. We're looking for Fountain Gate and the steps going down to the city of David. Okay, Fountain Gate. Okay, and okay, there. To the left Circle the king's garden, which is outside the wall, and the pools of Shalom. Pools of Shalom is in the upper one. Okay. Let's see. King's garden. King's garden. Okay, I see that. That's the king's garden. And the pools of Shalom. Pools of Shalom. Pools. Oh, I see him. I see him. Who repaired the fountain gate? Shalom. What was he ruler of? The district Mizpah. What else did he repair? He repaired. Um, he also repaired the wall of the pool of Shalom. And notice here on the picture here, this is actually the stairs going up and down uh, that are pretty steep. So I imagine they don't use those anymore. But it used to be the stairs up and down from the wall down to the uh, what are they called again? Um, the staircase down. But anyway, stairs descending from the city of David. Pretty steep, pretty steep. Um, so let's look at where the ruler district of Mizpah is. So we're on 44. And it's too far. Where am I doing? Okay, so Mizpah, right here, Mizpah. Spelled differently, but that's not uncommon anymore. Okay, so back up here. Okay. Beyond him, Nehemiah, son of Azbuk, ruler of a half district of Beth Zur, made repairs up to the point opposite the tombs of David, as far as the artificial pool in the House of Heroes. On the diagram on the next page, circle the tombs of David and the artificial pool. Okay, tombs of David. On the diagram on the bottom right, circle the House of Mighty Men. House of Mighty Men. House of Mighty Men. Who made the repairs to the walls opposite the tombs of David as far as the artificial pool in the House of the Heroes? Nehemiah. This is not the Nehemiah that the book is named after, as he is the son of Hakaliah. What was he ruler of? The half district of Ben Zur. The town of Ben Zur is on the road from Jerusalem to Hebron, and we'll look at that in just a moment. Tombs of David. This is where David is said to be buried. Since Nehemiah is part of the tribe of Judah, he was certainly correct when he said in Nehemiah 2:3, where my ancestors are buried. Artificial pool. This is believed to have been made by Hezekiah in 2 Kings 20:20. House of Heroes, also known as the House of Mighty Men, barracks for the military to stay that attended the king. Okay, so now we're going to go and look for Beth Zur. Beth Zur. Right here, down Beth Zur. Okay. Okay, now we're going back to page 45. Okay, so next one. Nehemiah 3:17. Next to him, the repairs were made by the Levites under Rehum, son of Bani. Beside him, Hashbaniah, ruler of half the district of Keilah, carried out the repairs for his district. Next to him, the repairs were made by their fellow Levites under Benui, son of Henadad, ruler of the other half district of Keilah. Next to him, Ezer, son of Heshua, ruler of Mizpah, repaired another section from a point facing the ascent to the armory as far as the angle of the wall. Okay, circle the ascent or climb to the armory on the next page, okay? Uh, Well, I'm sure it's here. Okay. Ascent to climb to the armory. Ah, here it is. Who is the first group mentioned and who is their leader? Levites under Rehum. These were the Levitical line that was not priests but workers in the temple. Many family members of Bani came with the first and second wave of Jews back to Jerusalem. Who was listed next and what was their job? Hashbaniah, ruler of the half district of Keilah, and he made repairs. Keilah is 17 miles southwest of Jerusalem. We'll take a look at that in a moment. What was the third group listed in their leader? Levites under Benui. Benui will work on another section of wall in Nehemiah 3:24. Who was the last person mentioned here in his job? Ezer, son of Heshua, ruler of Mizpah. Notice he's ruler of Mizpah, whereas Shalom in Nehemiah 3:15 is ruler of the district of Mizpah. So we're looking at for both Mizpah and Keilah. And so just make a note of where we are, 46, okay. And so looking for Keilah and Mizpah. We saw Mizpah before, but okay, so Mizpah is here and Keilah is down here, okay? So back up to 46, okay. So next to him, Baruch, son of Zabbai, is zealously repaired another section from the angle to the entrance of the house of Elishib, the high priest. Next to him, Meremoth, son of Uriah, the son of Hakkus, repaired another section from the entrance of Elishib's house to the end of it. The repairs next to him were made by the priests from the surrounding region. So circle Elishib's house on the diagram on the next page. This group is working on the inner wall. Okay. So Elishib. Okay. Who repaired the section of wall near the house of Elishib? Baruch. Baruch is noted as working zealously. Okay. Who is next to Baruch? Meremoth, son of Uriah. This man worked two separate sections, the one here and also the one near the fish gate, which we had talked about previously. What section did Meremoth repair here? Entrance of Elishib's house to the end of it. So we're doing the inner wall. Next to Meremoth, who did the repairs to the wall? Priests from the surrounding region. We know Meremoth is of a priestly line, and the priests are working on his one side. Do you think Baruch, who worked zealously, may also be of the priestly line? It's very possible. Maybe this was a whole group of priests working on that inner house area where some of the priest's house may be. Don't know, though. Some things were left unsaid. Beyond them, Benjamin and Hashib made repairs in front of their house, and next to them, Azariah, son of Messiah, the son of Ananiah, made repairs beside his house. Next to him, Benui, son of Henadad, repaired another section from Azra's house to the angle in the corner. And Palal, son of Uzai, worked opposite the angle and the tower projecting from the upper palace near the court of the guard. I think this would be very confusing if you didn't have the map to look at constantly, frankly. Circle Benjamin and Hasib's house, Azra's house, and the king's upper palace. Okay, so we have Benjamin and Hasib's. Where's Benjamin's Hasib's house, Ezra's house, and the king's upper palace. Okay. Gotta move that over a little bit. Boom. 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 Okay. Who all made repairs next to their houses? Benjamin and Hasib, Azara, beside his house, Benui, and Palal. Well, basically the top two. Benjamin and Hasib made repairs to their house, and Azra made repairs near their house. What two men worked on the wall beyond that? Benui and Palal. The courtyard of the guard was where Jeremiah the prophet was confined when the army of the king of Babylon besieged Jerusalem. It was probably a stockade and was part of the palace area set apart for prisoners. So we've got those circled, and then the angle in the corner. Yeah, okay, and the tower projecting from the Apple Palace near the court of the guard. Where's the court of the guard? Do we have that in here? We may not. We may not. Court of the guard. We may not. We don't have that located here. Okay. Next to him, Pedaiah, son of Parosh, and the temple servants living on the hill of Ophel made repairs to a point opposite the water gate toward the east and the projecting tower. Next to them, the men of Tekoa repaired another section from the great projecting tower to the wall of Ophel. Above the horse gate, the priest made repairs, each in front of his own house. So circle the water gate and the projecting towers, the horse gate, and the wall of Ophel. Okay, where's the water gate? Okay. So Watergate, the projecting towers, the horse gate. Okay, well, we do the Watergate and the projecting towers. Now we got to find the horse gate. Ah, there, up there. Okay, horse gate and the wall of Ophel. It'd be on there, kind of thing. Okay. Who made the repairs opposite the Watergate and tower? Pedaiah and the temple servants. The temple servants here are also known as Nephilims. Nephilims were descendants of those non-Jews that were taken into battle. Ezra 8:20 tells us they are temple servants, a body that David and the officials had established to assist the Levites. Only 612 of them returned to Jerusalem when the exiles returned. Living on the hill of Ophel is actually an area inside the gates on the map shown simply as Ophel. Okay. The Watergate. This gate was named the Watergate probably due to its proximity to the Gihon Spring and other water sources. This gate was likely used to bring water libations into the temple. What group made repairs from the projecting tower to the wall of Ophel? The men of Tekoa. This is their second section of the wall. The first was in Nehemiah 3:5. So, okay, cool. Nehemiah 3:29. Next to them, Zadok, son of Immer, made repairs out opposite his house. Next to him, Shemaiah, son of Shechaniah, the guard of the east gate, made repairs. Next to him, Hananiah, son of Shelemiah, and Hanun, the sixth son of Zaluth, repaired another section. Next to them, Meshullam, son of Berechiah, made repairs opposite his living quarters. Circle Zadok's house, east gate, and Meshullam's chamber. Okay. So Zadok's house, east gate, and Meshullam's chamber. Okay, so basically, well, we can't do a diagonal. So I'm gonna do that and that and there. Okay. Who was first listed here and what was his repairs? Zadok made repairs opposite his house. Okay. Over 1,000 sons of Emer came in the first wave of exiles returning. They were priests. Okay. The second person mentioned is whom and what is his profession? Shemaiah, the guard of the east gate, and made repairs next to him. According to 1 Chronicles 3:22, he is from the royal line, so from the line of David. The third person mentioned is whom? Hananiah. First Chronicles 26 indicates that Shelemiah was given the responsibility of the east gate. Is that why Hananiah is here? So maybe he took on the role of his father. The fourth person mentioned is Hanun. The fifth person we heard about before, who is he? Meshullam. Interesting, the Meshullam has living quarters versus the rest have houses. So we don't know what that means. Probably if you were Jewish, you would know what that means, but I don't. Okay. Nehemiah 3:31. Next to him, Makajah, let's see, Elijah, Makajah, one of the goldsmiths, made repairs as far as the house of the temple servants and the merchants, opposite the inspection gate, as far as the room above the corner. And between the room above the corner and the sheep gate, the goldsmiths and the merchants made repairs. So circle the hall of the temple slaves, the merchants, the upper chamber of the corner, and the muster inspection gate and the sheep gate. Well, that's a lot. Okay, so we're looking at inspection gate and sheep gate. We got the sheep gate. We've got the, okay, where's the inspection? Okay, I see that. I see the halls of temple servants. So somewhere in here. Okay, we have halls of temple servants. Well, let's clean that up. Halls of temple, okay, the upper chamber of the corner. Okay. The muster or inspection gate, got it, okay. And the sheep gate, okay, got it. Who is the first person listed here to make repairs? Elijah. Makajah. What was his profession? He was a goldsmith. Where did he make repairs? He made repairs as far as the house of the temple servants and merchants along the walls. What was the inspection gate, also known as muster gate or Mikad gate? Mifkad means counting or numbering, and it is the place where the king would inspect his troops and number them. The room above the corner or upper chamber of the corner could be a watchtower. Who made the repairs from the room above the corner to the sheep gate? Goldsmiths and merchants made repairs there. It took only 52 days to build the whole wall. It's absolutely amazing. All these people who, without any construction and experience, and they all worked together at the same time. They all rebuilt the wall. So then, basically, here's a summary of everything I've told you. The gates, the homes and chambers, the towers, and the sites mentioned. And we had gone through that in these last two chapters. And then also a summary of the people and groups that rebuilt the Jerusalem walls and gates. So you have all these different peoples and the groups of people. Okay. And of course, that map, which we have seen over and over again. Okay, so that's the end of this chapter, the end of the absolute detail of working on the wall. I hope that my maps were able to make it as easy as possible to understand, and I'll talk to you later.